Is there not an entire section on this subject?
Yes, so it's unfair. I may have changed my mind about ether, for example.
Is your book for sale back?
Yes.
Have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure. I just go and try and do a better job.
Say it like you mean it. This is my Bible.
Yo, Trey.
What up?
I got something to say.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let Me Tell You, episode 98. I'm your host, Norm the Master's Dog Dunham, a.k.a. the Evangelical Norm. Changing up things at the beginning of the show is always a bad idea. It always takes a long time to get it back to the way I want to do it. But we've got new digs. We are, it's the same digs, just different setup, different location in the same room, if you would. But got all of our construction done in the basement, got to move into our own bedrooms, and I got my podcast studio back this is like reimagining 3 studios ago again. So I started over in this corner over here, and then I ended up in the dungeon back there, and then I was in this corner over here, and now I'm in the place that I've always wanted to be. So here we are rocking and rolling, getting back in the game, catching up, and I'll be playing some catch up over the next couple days. I'm going to be dropping episodes of every one of the podcasts over the next few days. I've got going to catch up on the False Teacher of the Week that should have came out Saturday that I didn't get done, and the Master's Dog episode responding to the Saints Unscripted from last week, which I did not get done. I just dropped the review for Vision's album, Terrible Gods, over on Unsolicited, so go check that out. And now here we are with a late dropping episode today of Let Me Tell You, episode 98. So I am so glad you guys are back with me. I'm glad to be back in the seat and doing this. And hopefully now that we've got bedrooms and stuff like that, I'm not going to be as constrained by time. So I'll be able to actually get back on schedule with dropping, episodes Monday morning of Let Me Tell You. Wednesday morning, we'll still be doing live on the Fifth Seal. And then Saturdays and stuff like that. All the regular scheduled stuff. I hope you've been able to hang tight with me during this kind of few weeks of upheaval with just random episodes dropping whenever they will. I will be getting back onto a schedule. Things are going to go back to normal. So, all that being said, there was some kind of a sporting event this weekend, right? I mean, it was really big. I was actually, I kind of joke about it, but I was really into it. And, all that stuff that was really super and bowlers and, and that stuff. So, I just want to give a really huge shout out to the Pro Bowlers Association East Region champion, Kyle Troop. I know you guys all caught and you were, so caught up in what was happening with this, but, I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of a rundown just for those people who may have missed it, might have been distracted by something else that was, I mean, the Jazz game was on early, so that shouldn't have been a real distraction. Utah Jazz 4 in a row. Woohoo, go Jazz. We officially have another streak. Let's see if we can get back up to 11 or 12 in a row with the Jazz. But that's not take away from our man, Kyle Troop here, who is advancing to the PBA's Players Championship Finals, which will air on Fox on the 21st of February. So I know you all will mark your calendars for that, and I know you're excited to watch that. As excited as you were to watch the East Region Stepladder Finals yesterday. Kyle Troop did win. I was kind of pulling for Chris Villa, honestly, but he came in fourth. So once again, my predictions are wrong. Joe Biden is still president even 25 minutes after he was inaugurated. I'm still looking for that 25th Amendment to come in, to catch my prediction, but my over/under was blown. So Chris Villa, he was my horse in this race, and he came in fourth. He did beat out Tim Floyd Jr., but to his credit, Chris got $10,000 because he bowled a perfect game at the in the match against Foy. So 300 to 235 against Foy. Foy, number 4, defeated number 5 Foy. 300 to 235. Match number 2, Davidson defeated Villa 244 to 242. I mean, it was really, really close. He was right in there. I was so pumped to see that. But you got to pick up those splits, man. You just can't leave them sitting there. Number 3, Davidson defeated number 2 Novak. Defeated by number 2 Novak, 245 to 213. And of course, number 1 Kyle Troop defeated number 3 Davidson 259 to 216 in the final match to advance to the PBA Players Championship Finals. So, woohoo, go Kyle. Glad you were able to pull that one out, man. Bummed for my dude Chris Villa, but next year we're coming after you and we're taking it all the way. So, and I don't know if there might have been something. I guess we should mention that other guy, right? Did something out there. That dude, what's his name? I don't even remember. So, Joe Biden's still president, right? Yeah, we mentioned that. Do I have to talk about him? So, Tom Brady won another championship. It's like 7 or something like that. 6. How many? He's got a whole bunch of rings. He's got a hand like Thanos, right? Greatest of all time, probably. Okay, I admitted it and choked down that bile and admitted that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback. And then of course, I didn't want Patrick Mahomes to win either because they're the Chiefs. So, right? The only thing I can say is 2 dudes from my favorite college football team, the CSU Pueblo Timberwolves, were both playing on opposite sides of the field. Mike Pinnell and Ryan Jensen. Congrats to Ryan Jensen, Super Bowl champ. If you didn't have that dude behind you, I'd have been all over it. I love you, Ryan Jensen, but I wish you would have had a couple more snaps like that one that almost went over his head. But then again, I didn't want Kansas City to win either. I got an idea. Can we just send everybody from CSU Pueblo? I got to get this guy out. Got to get this guy out of here. Everybody from CSU Pueblo, please, just go play for the Broncos. Makes my life a whole lot easier if all the players from CSU Pueblo just go play with the Broncos. So I will do what I can do with Elway and, well, he's not the GM anymore. So with whoever the new GM is, I will do my part to get you guys on the right team. But you got to play on the right team. At least not have the wrong quarterback behind you. I have been a Ryan Jensen fan since he graduated and went into the NFL. And then that guy got behind him. And I just admit it. I'm a Michael Jordan hater. Jordan pushed off. Yes, he's the greatest of all time. Jordan pushed off. And I'm a Tom Brady hater. Yes, he's the greatest of all time. And yes, it was a fumble. Tuck rule, whatever. So, there you have it. Super Bowl. But, yeah, go Kyle Troop. Headed to the PBA championships. And, so all that being said, yes. Did I mention again Joe Biden is still president? Yes, he is. I don't know. I lost interest completely over the last week. I just didn't want to watch him sign any more executive orders. I mean, it's just to the point where I just can't do it anymore. Watching this dude just sign executive fiat upon executive fiat, and I gotta close this window over here because it's playing havoc on my recording. So, sorry, little rabbit trail. So yeah, Joe Biden, I'm convinced that at some point in time, I don't think he's going to make it to a year. We see continued gaffes and stuff like that. But here's something that I wanted to go off on. And this is going to lead into going over and talking about the last thing that I'm going to talk about here. But I've pretty much moved a lot of my operations over to Gab. It used to be that I would type out something on Facebook, copy it over to Twitter. Once upon a time, the two were connected, and you could just type in one place, and it automatically populated in the other. But I would take and cut and paste over to there. Now I'm copying from Gab. That is the place where I am posting everything. I've got a pro membership over there, so contributing to the cause to keep speech free, kind of thing. It feels like there's a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? Not activity, maybe a little more interaction between people. It's obviously with guys like Chocolate Knox and Toby Sumter and my pastor Brian Sauvé, who 3 years ago didn't have near the Twitter following that I had, and he's just blown up past me. I love that guy. Go pick up his album. He just dropped an album, Bright the Writer, Psalms. You should go check that out. I will be doing a review of that. The first, acoustic Psalms album I've ever reviewed on. Can you say anything negative about a Psalms album? I don't think so. I think there's like eternal punishment for that. But so my pastor Brian Sauvé, go buy his album. You can see the interaction on there. It just seems to be more active. I feel like it's like you have less people that are just stalkers or voyeurs, and people that are really interacting. Maybe it's just followers, but that I've seen like the notifications of like 978 notifications popping up. I get excited when I go to bed and wake up in the morning and I have 8. But Gab has been a really good place. One with Gab TV, I've got that going. It seems like I get more views there, but I'm not sure how much watch time it is. But I am getting more views on all the videos that are going up on Gab TV. And I'm really having some good times interacting with people over there on Gab. But then I'm also having some issues with some people on Gab. And here again, if you're going to have free speech, if you're going to allow people to post and you're just going to be a platform and not be a publisher, and yeah, Gab does have some rules. No porn, thank you God, because that was the reason why I didn't go over to MeWe. Within 30 minutes of being on MeWe, I downloaded the app, I created an account, I added Steve Dace, is the only contact I have over there on MeWe. I added him, and then I started kind of scrolling through some of his stuff. And then, of course, I like to go look at his followers and who their followers are and stuff like that. 30 minutes, and boobs popped up in my face. And I went, delete that app, gone. No more MeWe. So MeWe has gone to the wayside. I may try to check it out again in a couple of months to see if, it's gone away. It was the same thing. I had the same issue with Vine. And yes, I know that there is porn on Twitter. I know it's there. You're not going to randomly find it. Well, I don't know. Apparently Ted Cruz's intern did, right? So, but I've never just been scrolling through on my timeline or even someone else's timeline. I mean, I've gone through Donald Trump's timeline and looked at some of his followers and stuff and never popped up with just random pop-up porn in your face. So that's the reason why I kept Twitter, because it's not, and why I got rid of Vine and MeWe. I mean, both of those within 30 minutes of being on those apps. Boom, it was there. It's why I never downloaded Snapchat, right? I never, didn't even bother with that. But Gab has been really good. So they do have some rules. You can't post porn. You can't do, I think you can't post like threats or, go read the terms of service. I actually read the terms of service. But if you're going to have that free speech, you're going to have stupidity. There are a couple of guys, and I'm like, why are you still falling? I mean, it's this whole thing that like the moon landing was a hoax. Supposedly Joe Biden's presidency is a hoax. And he's not even in the White House. It's a movie set. And we have proof because, look, some of the panels have separated and it's not really the Oval Office. This stuff is ridiculous. Okay? Do I think there were shenanigans in the election? Yes. Do I think it was an absolutely fair election? No. Do I wish they would do some more investigation and potentially overturn it? That would be fantastic. But it is what it is, and we are where we are. And God is still sovereign, so I have to trust that he's got it all in control. The election did not take God by surprise. God didn't go, oh, wait, I was supposed to put Trump in. Put all the false prophets, Kat Kerr and Greg Locke and Hank Hagerman or whatever that dude's name is and all those other guys aside who still think that Trump is going to end up in there. God was not surprised and went, oh, I wanted Trump and now I've got Biden. God is not going, what is my plan B? God is plan A all the time. Joe Biden's in the White House. That's what God intended to happen. There we go. Sovereignty issue out of the way. But as I'm watching this, I'm so frustrated especially with the fact that these people claim to be Christian. And come on now, we have done enough stupid stuff as Christians to sully our name in the public square with like ridiculous things like Darwin's deathbed conversion and NASA found Joshua's missing 23 hours or whatever and blah blah blah. We've seen those things. Einstein was the kid who told his teacher he didn't have a brain, or when the teacher dropped the chalk. All the ridiculous stories that have come up that Christians have made themselves look bad with, and this is just another line of failing to test the spirits, failing to look at what is true and what is I mean, this is obviously Joe Biden is the president. This is not a fanciful hoax. The same people that believe that the government can't do anything right are suddenly under the belief that the government is pulling off this elaborate hoax that Joe Biden is they're fooling him into thinking he's the president, but it's all on a movie set. The Truman, that's what it was. I saw that it was the Truman Show. Everything is happening on a movie set. Joe Biden is on a movie set. He thinks he's the president, but someone else is really. And I've never even really looked at the stories to determine what they're saying about it. I'm just seeing like captions and stuff, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Find some reality. Yes, we can be disappointed that Trump lost. I mean, I didn't want Trump to win. I didn't vote for him. I was like hoping for some miracle third party Ted Cruz to come in and win the election, or anybody but Trump or Biden. I mean, granted, yes, I did appreciate a lot of Trump's policies and the fact that he did do some things that were apparently far more pro-life than other presidents, but he didn't do enough. As far in the pro-life category, he was absolutely pro-LGBTQ. He was not for biblical marriage. All these things. He's a serial adulterer. He grabbed women by the hoo-ha, right? I mean, all that stuff that was horrible, but he did do some good things too. So I can take the good with the bad. Do I expect anything good to come out of Joe Biden? No. Do I expect anything good to come out of Donald Trump? Absolutely not. So I could be surprised. Maybe his Catholicism will finally kick in and Joe will have like a conversion while he's in the Oval Office and completely turn 180 and defund Planned Parenthood. I can always pray, right? That's my hope. So, But the point being, if we're going to want to be able to post the things that we want to post, we've got to be willing to put up with or ignore the idiots out there and the I'll go as far as to say morons out there that are pushing forward, conspiracy theories and just things that are absolutely untrue and not provable and blatantly false, right? So, and we appreciate that. I absolutely do. I love Gab because I have to deal with nonsense like that. That's why I don't want you or Facebook, fact checking every little thing. I'm really waiting. I posted this morning a thing, and I honestly think I beat. No, I didn't beat Babylon B to it because they did their little story like at halftime. But 4 a.m. this morning, I posted that the NFL found 3 touchdowns, 2 extra points, a 2-point conversion, and a safety. And so the Kansas City Chiefs actually won 33-31. And I'm waiting to be fact checked. I honestly am watching that Facebook post, waiting to be fact checked, because that's Facebook. It's what they do. Anything that is not true information, they're going to fact check you. And then there's Twitter, who, while now I'm on Gab, I'm pretty well established on Gab. This is going to be my social media platform of choice. And I'm not leaving Facebook. I'm honestly not leaving Twitter or YouTube until they throw me off, which Twitter has shut down one of my accounts already. I've still got the Master's Dog, and I've still got Grumpy the Troll. But the Evangelical Norm has been shut down by Twitter. And it and shut down because of this post. And I jumped past it just a little bit ago to get Tom Brady off my screen. But I posted this. I posted it on Facebook, and of course Facebook covered it up. It's graphic. It's this. Twitter shut me down. Twitter completely suspended my account because of this. And the reason behind it, they said, is gratuitous gore. Especially with the intent to, I can't remember what the statement was. Let me see if I can go over there and look at it. Oh, it's showing my appeal, so I can't get the actual page up of what the reason was. Let's see if we can do this in real time. Learn more. Remove. Let me learn more about. It doesn't say, so it's not going to do it. Sorry, thought I could do it in real time. But they've given me an option to remove this picture and get my account back, or leave it. Which, I mean, the thing is they've suspended my account, so nobody can see it, right? Nobody can see this picture on my account because they've suspended it already, and so I'm in that dilemma of, do I remove it? Because if I don't remove it, then I just stay suspended and no one sees it anyway. Or I remove it, I get it back, and I have a platform there, at least for a while, until they just completely and totally suspend me, which is probably up and coming at some point in time. I honestly almost tweeted out the other day, because I know other people have been suspended because of, or removed because of their attitude towards Biden's health services assistant, the dude that's a girl, right? That thinks he's a girl, but is actually a dude. Somebody actually called him a dude, and they got suspended from Twitter. So I'm fully expecting it. I'm waiting on the moment when it is completely done. But again, I find myself in like the dilemma: do I remove the offending picture and get my platform back, or do I stand on principle and just stay out? Because again, I'm over there on Gab, and I can post this on Gab, and they're not going to remove me or flag me or suspend me or any of those things. it's going to sit and it's going to abide, because it's not, I'm not threatening anybody or putting porn up, right? So I don't know. Maybe I'm asking. Give me suggestions. Throw up a comment in the comment section. Hit me up on, you can hit me Twitter on at Evangelical Norm, or go to at Masters Dog, at Grumpy the Troll 1. You can hit me up there, or Facebook, or YouTube in the comments, anywhere. Gab TV. Gab, let me know. What do you think? What should I do? I will take the advice of the audience, and I will stand on what you guys give me some good arguments. Because again, there's the only two arguments are, I stand on principle. I posted the picture. I stand by the picture. I've been suspended. Nobody gets to see the picture anymore. I don't get to use Twitter as the evangelical norm. Or I remove the picture that nobody can see anyway, and I get my platform back, at least for a short period of time. So weigh those and let me know what y'all think. And but in the meantime, hit the like on the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've been seeing more subscribers over the last little bit, which is great. I really appreciate it. Hit the notification so you can get all the stuff that is released here. But go over to Gab TV and subscribe there at Gab TV, the Evangelical Norm. All the same content is being posted there as is being posted here. There's still some things to work out there as far as like branding. I'm trying to get to the point. I can't upload my own individual thumbnails for the episodes, so you don't get that little graphic that I worked so hard to make. Okay, I don't work really that hard to make. To put up there to let you know what the name of the episode is and stuff like that. You usually end up either getting just my confused face. That's like, this is the thumbnail of choice for most of Gab TV's videos. It's this one, right? So I've sent out the request to the powers that be to try to get that set up. But it's a really good platform. It's a great place to go. Gab, say what you want to say, do what you want to do, deal with a lot of crazy people and Trump cult fanatics, but you're not seeing, I mean, the left, AOC will probably never go to Gab, ever. Although she's probably welcome to. They'd love to have her. She's not going to go, based off of principle. Probably the same principle. This is why I will never go back onto Twitter, and that picture will never get removed, because there's principle there. So, send me your comments. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope this was a good, beneficial episode for you guys. Just trying to catch up and trying to be a little lighthearted about everything that's going on. And then, we'll get kind of into the deeper weeds and stuff of the underbelly of the political / religious world in next week's episode. We'll get back to that stuff, but I just wanted to be a little light. Well, I guess it really wasn't all that light, was it? The picture that we had. There's nothing light about that. Babies being murdered in the womb. Her body, no choice. That needs to be a new abolitionist slogan. I think I'm going to put that on a shirt. I think so. We'll get that going. So, thanks guys for listening. Thank you for sticking it out with just the weird randomness of episodes and stuff over the last couple of months. Like I said, hopefully we will get down to a good regimented schedule in the next few weeks, and we'll be back on track. So, as always, preach the gospel at all times. Use words. They're necessary. And until next time, Soli Deo Gloria.